Because fuck that shit. I see it. When I search potato pads on YouTube, it shows the live stream.
Is that so? Let me see.
Yep. Through our audio streaming.
Ooh.
From the critically acclaimed Potato Pirates series, globally From the critically acclaimed Potato Pirates series, globally recognized as one of the best STEM computer science educational games, comes Potato Pirates Battlechips, an all-new strategic board game packed with computer science concepts like loops, conditionals, switch, try-catch, throw, break, recursion, cybersecurity concepts, and more. Now let's check in with our focus group and see how they're doing.
It's so unfair. I'm a whole comeback setup. I didn't expect them to go and attack me like that. I had my while loop set up to energize and carbonize. But Q went to hack me, and Surya jump started when I was supposed to go first. Why did he gang up on me? I'm so nice to everyone here.
Wait, you? I'm not nice. No, you stole my cookie last week and you still didn't give it back. Oh, man.
I was ready for Tammy's throw. I had my try-catch set up and ready to go. I was waiting for someone to bite. Victory is mine. It's time to finish this. Let's do this.
So why did I attack Tammy? I couldn't help it. I needed more energy, and she had the most. I just had to do it. But of course, it's also because this guy helped me. No idea who the guy is, but he came with the game.
Yo, Tammy, did you buy something?
No, I thought you did.
No. Battlechips.
Potato Pirates Battlechips! Launching on Kickstarter 21st June.
Man, who are you?
Potato Pirates.
What? Potato Pirates. How'd you get in the box?
Ignore him. Look at these boards.
Yo, they look kind of nice though.
That's because they're Kickstarter exclusive.
That's right, a Kickstarter exclusive version for all you loyal buds out there, with sleek playboards, exclusive box, artwork, and components. Also, check out these awesome cards. Aren't they beautiful? Because they're chips, you know, because potatoes and computers. Chips, get it? Potato Pirates Battlechips also introduces exciting new characters like the Great White Spud and Parrot the Carrot.
What? Wait, no, it's not Parrot the Carrot, it's Carrot the Parrot.
No, it's Parrot the Carrot. He's a carrot whose name is Parrot. He just happens to fly around and look exactly like a parrot. It's just a coincidence.
That makes no sense, voiceover guy, and that's exactly my point. He looks exactly like a parrot.
He's a carrot!
No, he's a
These people had no idea what's coming for them. I just played upgrade and dig to get more cards. I had so much energy that I bought the Kraken and the Great White Spud. When I knew I was ready, bam! I was going all guns blazing. I knew they were going to try and stop me during the power phase, so I denied them.
I always get denied. It's so annoying. I was so close to winning, okay? I already got the Art of Potato War from Sputnet. And the description key was right there! Right there! I had enough energy to buy it. All I had to do was survive, okay? I saw the loops on Nisha's ship. Didn't take, I just had to add 2 and 2 together. I knew what was gonna happen. She was gonna come for me. Who else was she gonna come for, okay? Okay? I've been on her ass all day. Playing break and denying everything. I knew it was gonna happen. Couldn't stop it though. But I managed to play Switch. I mean, nobody else played Switch that round. I got the money. That felt great. It's a sweet victory. Still wish I could have won though.
Potato Pirates Battlechips, out now on Kickstarter. Back us today, or off to Gravy Jones's locker with ye.
Right. Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be around the world. Welcome to our first ever, and I hope not only ever, live stream. Really excited to be here with you. And my name is Aditya, and you may recognize me from our campaign videos. And with me, I have my two comrades. So over to you, Gajan. You want to give a quick intro of who you are?
Yeah, I'm Gajan. I'm the artist. I'm mostly doing most of the art in Potato Pirates from the Enter the Spotnet and the current Battlechips.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm Wayne, and I'm the game designer for Enter the SmartNet and as well as for the current Battlechips.
And my name is Aditya, and I am co-creator of Potato Pirates. And I guess on Discord, I'm known as the Chief Potato Pirate. Cool. So we have an exciting hour for you up ahead, and please stay on till the end. And right now we have 25. I hope we will increase that number and stay on till the end because we got some giveaways at the end. Our exciting plush toys, Parrot the Carrot, Great White Spud, Potato King, and our resident favorite, the Kraken. Gajan, what's your favorite?
I would say definitely the Parrot the Carrot. That's my favorite.
Wayne, yours?
The OG Pirate King.
So is it Parrot the Carrot or Carrot the Parrot?
It's Carrot the Parrot.
It's Parrot the Carrot.
Well, we did have a tier on Kickstarter for the person who bought that tier to be able to decide whether it's Carrot the Parrot or Parrot the Carrot, but that person hasn't decided it yet. so let's wait for our backer to get back to us, and then we'll finalize that. Cool. So before we move ahead, I just want to remind everyone that we have the giveaway getting at the which we'll be doing at the end. If someone could very kindly, if Potato Pirates could very kindly put that link down in the chat, that would be great. Then people can click on it, and you can just click onto it, and play along with us, and hopefully you'll win one of these plush toys. All right, so I wanted to do some quick Easter eggs with you guys. So firstly, you may remember Wayne and Gajan and myself from the Enter the Spudnet campaign video, where Wayne plays the hacker that I just pull him like from whatever he's doing, and Gajan is the voiceover guy whom I don't give any attention to.
Yes, you shove me away. Yes.
Actually, so those lines were very popular in our office, right? Like we kept using them against each other.
Yes.
For like the next few months.
It was a good. I mean, for a good minute, it was pretty annoying. Like, it was all that Adi kept saying every time for everyone. It was just like,
that's irrelevant voiceover guy.
That's irrelevant voiceover guy.
Yeah, but we had a lot of fun filming the Spudnet video because we got to destroy an entire television set in the back alley behind our office.
Yes.
That was my highlight of that campaign.
That definitely turned some heads, especially with people driving by.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a weird one.
And actually, the entire audio for that video was recorded in post, and we really had to synchronize everything. So it was an interesting experience, but it turned out pretty good. Also, another Easter egg, Wayne is actually our backer. He backed our first game. If some of you remember it, this is the Kickstarter exclusive first game of Potato Pirates. There's only like less than 10, maybe like 5 left in our office, and that's the only 5 that are, ever gonna be available. So this is like this has become the Kickstarter exclusive. I had to make a special trip to the office to actually get this game because I don't even have it at home. I have no Potato Pirates merch at home. Like everything I'm showing you, I had to go and get. Yeah, so Wayne was actually a backer for this, and somehow Wayne, you ended up designing the other 2 games with us.
Pretty impressive feat.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what got me passed through the interview. I don't know, but yeah. So when I first backed the Potato Pirates, I actually thought it was like really cute, and the whole part about it being revolving around farming concepts got me interested lah. So like I backed the game, then when I got the game, I quite liked the game. So when I saw Kodomo actually posting the job, it was my first click. It's an instant click for me. And yeah, I'm glad I'm actually here right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. But did you actually play the game with your friends, and like what was their reaction to it?
I would say their first reaction is, wow, potatoes are cute.
That's funny enough, right? Like we've gone for a few conventions around the world, and that's always what gets people. Which is why I know like some of our backers have said that those round fluffy potatoes are a bit difficult to keep, right? Because they can like fly around. We still made the decision to use them in the new game, which is the Battlechips game, right? We were thinking about it, and we were like, actually, people love this. Drop your comments in the chat. If you're pro potatoes or anti like fluffy potatoes, like if you like other game components that are easier to keep, because there's like people on both sides of the fence, and honestly, even in our office, the views are divided. Gajan, what do you think? Do you like the cute fluffy potatoes that are difficult to handle, or you like them?
I personally like them because it's I don't really see it in games, so it was quite an eye opener. But yes, they do roll off the table quite often, but it's a small price to pay for the cuteness, I'll say.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think so too. I'm definitely on the cute ball side. Like these, if anyone needs a refresher. So with me, I actually have the prototype of the Enter the Spudnet game. So what am I saying? The Battlechips game is right here. So this is the Kickstarter exclusive. We literally only have 2 copies of it in the world right now, and these are what the player boards are going to look like. It's difficult to do it with a virtual background, but I'm trying my level best to like show you what like the game components will look like. We got ship cutouts this time.
I
So
think you
proper
can
punch
off your.
boards.
I think you can off
Yeah.
your virtual background.
My virtual background.
For a second, just to show the stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Let me just do that then. Yeah, actually, Gajan, why don't you start streaming your artwork? So Gajan churns out artwork like a machine, and quite honestly, I don't know how he does it. But yeah, we wanted to give you a real life demo of how Gajan does it in real time. So along with our faces, you will see the artwork streaming, which will probably be the most exciting thing on your screens, because the rest of it is just us talking crap. Cool. And I'm just going to, there you go, switch off the virtual background. It's a little easier to see. So it's like super sunny, and it's like a little after 9 a.m. So I'm getting the morning sun where I am. So these are like game boards right here. Yep, and assortment of ships. So we have a bunch of upgrades planned on Kickstarter, but that's really dependent on whether we can or reach them. But right now we are in the tail end of our campaign, final 3 days. So let's try and do our best to hit them stretch goals and unlock those expansions. So on your screen right now, you'll be seeing Gajan's artwork, and I will just let Gajan do his thing while Wayne and I talk to you, and then we'll just talk to Gajan along the way. So I think a question that we get asked a lot, I guess before we open up for questions, I know that this is a question we get a lot. It's like, why Potato Pirates? How do you come up with the name, and what were you doing before that? So our company, Kodomo, actually was founded in 2015 with the entire, I guess, mission to make learning and education fun for anyone. And that's really because our education experience left a bunch of things to be desired. So we are all like from the Singaporean education system. So we are all in Singapore, which is not in China or any other place in the world. Singapore is in Southeast Asia.
That's something
in
people
case,
always get wrong. Right?
yeah, in case you need a geography refresher. So yeah, and like we were just doing this to make learning exciting and engaging for the generation of the future, so, for the people who are coming in after us into this world, right? And we started off by doing a lot of workshops in like coding and design thinking, and we were doing workshops for kids as young as 4 years old all the way to adult training. Along the way, yeah, like over a year of doing that between like 2015 and 2016, we realized that there's this huge gap in the market where like coding is not really very accessible. So I learned how to code only in university. Wayne, when did you learn how to code?
Yeah, when I first got into university.
Yeah, so like so I guess both of us never learned how to code. Gajan, when did you learn how to code?
Ah, yes.
He first played Potato Pirates.
When I first played Potato Pirates, there you go.
That is right. That is the right answer. So Gajan has to put up with all our nerd talk, and I think he's just gotten used to it.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's so much like jargon that we throw around when we are doing playtests, because of course that's the entire premise of the game. Yeah, but Gajan, how do you feel about that? Like being surrounded by people just talking about coding and stuff.
At first, it was very like overwhelming because I have no idea what you guys are talking about at all. But honestly, after spending quite a bit of time around you guys, I kind of pick it up. And to be honest, like when my friends outside who talk about coding and stuff like that, right? I actually know what they're trying to say because of what I always hear in the offices, and I mean, yeah, in the office and around you guys in meetings and stuff like that. So
that's cool, man. So you can actually like keep up with, I guess, coding lingo now.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like my cousin is doing a cybersecurity course in school. So when I asked him about certain stuff, he was like, how the hell do you know that?" I was like, "Yeah, it's my job. I need to do know that."
Right here, baby. Cool. So there you heard it from our artist. The game works, so go and buy it.
Yes.
All right. So I forgot what I was saying. Yeah. So we were talking about why we started doing this, and like I and like Wayne, learned how to code at a, I guess, late age comparatively to our friends. Wayne, would you say that like around you when you were in college or university, like most of the people around you already knew how to code?
I would say it's a half-half thing. Some of us that just came in without knowing anything. Some of them already started coding from a very young age.
Yeah. And then and it's kind of difficult because like there's such a wide range of people who are like gifted, programming, who've been like coding since a young age, and then there's like completely newbies like us. And then it's so difficult to keep up because the pace of the coursework is always going to be catered to pretty much everyone, but usually it ends up favoring the people who know a lot more. So it's like such a difficult thing to learn how to code, like, and most of my friends just gave up. They're like, okay, this is not for me, I'll just do something else. And that was not me because I enjoyed the beauty of it, but yeah, it was a struggle. So we were just thinking like it's so difficult to learn how to code. Teachers, a lot of teachers who are not like trained in technology don't know how to use it. But most importantly, like kids are just surrounded by screens, right? And we've like sort of forgotten, how to interact. And we were just thinking like, how can we make coding more accessible and just make it more fun? And something that you could do with your parents, something that parents can do with their kids, something that you could have a bunch of drinks with your friends and just have fun. And we didn't really come up with like the concept of the game. Like we didn't know that we were going to release a card game called Potato Pirates. We just knew that that was the objective, right? We just wanted to make coding fun, and engaging for anyone. And this is like a conversation I remember I had with my co-founders, one of whom is like behind the scenes. You're not seeing her on the stream. And also we have our resident community manager, Tiru. Tiru, you want to unmute and just say hi, because he's like handling this entire stream, so he's not going to be on camera.
Hi. Yeah, they can hear me.
I hope they can hear. Yeah, so thanks Tiru for putting this together. This entire dev stream was all his work, so I really appreciate that, Tiru, and I hope this is one of many to come. Thanks, Tiru. Okay, so coming back to the point.
Adi, we have some questions already. Do you want to answer them?
Yeah. Yes. Let's do the questions before I keep rambling. Yeah, Wayne, why don't you take the first question?
Yeah, I think someone asked the question whether is this game suitable for ages 7 and above. So I would say that it is possible for them to play, but it may be a bit complicated because the game is intended for ages 10 and up. So perhaps getting them started on the game will be a bit harder, but the rules are simple enough such that the original audience for Potato Pirate should be able to understand it as well. Then
I'll go on.
Another question would be like, how long does the game last? So it depends a lot. It can vary from 30 minutes to an hour, usually on average.
It really depends who's playing, right?
Yes. If everyone is cutthroat for each other, it will end very fast. Whereas if everyone is more of a thinker and a planner, it can go up to 2 hours. It really depends on who you're playing with.
Yeah. So I think the first game that we created, the Potato Pirates game, original, the OG Potato Pirates, that was designed for ages 6 and up. Like, but it's advertised as 7 and up. But like when we created it, it was for really elementary school entry level kind of thing. But as we became a little more confident in like game design, we started, and thanks to Wayne. So Sputnet was designed for a slightly older audience of like what Wayne just mentioned, like 9 or 10, and Battlechips, the latest one, is also a similar audience. But like what Wayne just said, I think if you have played the first game, or even if you haven't, there's like a beginner mode, like training wheels, that you can still pick up, especially if you're guiding like young players, like if you're playing with your kids, as long as you're there to guide them along, I don't see a problem with it. Can Akong Ama play this? Akong Ama means grandfather, grandma, grandpa.
Yeah.
So these are like semi-troll questions, but I will take them anyways because I know who this person is. So yes, actually, as long as they enjoy the beauty of tabletop gaming, I think Potato Pirates is really designed for any age group. We've actually run some workshops here in Singapore specifically for the older demographic, for people above 60, as part of like a retraining or reskilling program by the government, and it was actually a lot of fun. Like, I mean, of course, they took a lot more time to understand what was going on, but at the end of the day, they did learn a few things. Cool. So someone just said that they wish the co-op and team mode unlocks first. Well, in retrospect, I guess we wish a lot more things than just that. But I guess the way we designed the stretch goals were first to allow for more variety in the base game by introducing more captain cards, and then taking it on to the next level by releasing expansions. Wayne, you want to talk more about that?
Wait, sorry. What was the question again?
The question is, someone said they wished co-op and team mode would be unlocked first.
Yeah. I would say like we have a lot of expansions planned already. It's just that how do I put it? Wait, give me a second.
I'll take it. I'll take this one. So what I was saying, Wayne, was the reason like why we had the first few stretch goals of just being captains and more Spudnet cards was to add more variety to the base game by releasing more like captain powers that people could play, adding a lot more replayability to the base game. Regardless of like whether you're a Kickstarter exclusive backer or a retail backer, right? And then the next step for us in the campaign was to release a lot of those expansions that we've been working really hard on. So Wayne and our other intern who had a feature last week, Zach, who sleeps a lot in our office. Wayne and Zach have been working pretty tirelessly on like creating those expansion games. And yeah, I definitely like we are still gonna be doing the expansions, regardless of whether or not we manage to hit those stretch goals on Kickstarter. And yes, just stay tuned. I think we'll be making announcements soon. Probably they will be available as add-ons in the Pledge Manager post campaign. Someone read out questions to me. I was not looking at the chat. Rachel asks, will people cry in this game? Asking for people who cry during Monopoly. Wayne, have you ever cried during Monopoly?
I make people cry.
Gajan, what about you?
No, actually, I only heard of the story where you guys were playtesting and someone cried because of everyone ganged up on the one student that was playing with them or something like that. I think that was the most interesting one I've heard so far. What?
Yeah, I think someone also asked like, can we order spare parts?
Yeah, Rachel asked, can we order spare parts? Never take away our fluffy potatoes. I am with you on that, Rachel. Or ships lost. Well, right now, I don't think we offer that, but that is a very good thing to take note of. Now, let me just explain like why we don't have spare parts for like the original Potato Pirates game. It's really because we had the first print run of our own Kickstarter exclusive, and now the first original Potato Pirates game is released and distributed worldwide by ThinkFun, as you can see over there. So the game components, like card backs, are slightly different. The ships are not cards in this. The ships in this are punch boards. So game components are slightly different, and like we don't manufacture original Potato Pirates right now anymore, which is why we can't, offer those add-ons or those spare parts. But yeah, for the new games, for sure, that will be taken care of. Minimum number of players. Yeah, that's a great point. And I think as the years have gone by and like Potato Pirates has evolved, so we first released the original one as 3 to 6, and then Spudnet was released as 2 to 6, and in Spudnet we released the co-op mode because a large part of our audience is educators, and they were like, this game is a bit too cutthroat for being educational, and we're like, that's how it's fun. But taking their advice, like we knew that we wanted to introduce more like co-op strategies into the game. That's what we did with ETS, Enter the Spudnet. And what we're trying to do now is a lot more. So we have like a team mode, we have the co-op mode expansion, but most importantly, we have the single player expansion, the single player story mode, that we think is going to be great for anyone who wants to actually learn in depth about the concepts that they, experience in the game. for an educator who wants to use it in their classroom, and also because right now with the entire pandemic, you can't really always have friends over, so you know keeping you entertained on your own is that's that would be a great way to do that. Wayne, anything else to add about players or the single player campaign mode?
Yeah, so when we were designing the battle chips, like the current battle chips, like as mentioned by BMA's commander, yeah, sometimes player elimination is actually it's an issue lah, per se. So when a
Yeah.
player gets eliminated, you just sit down there and then stare at people having fun. So it's something that we took into consideration when designing the current game. So how we did it is that we made each game shorter in duration. So the fact that when one person dies, the rest of the members can very easily finish the game. So what we feel like is that when the games are short, even if you are eliminated early, it's actually very fast to get to the next game. So it doesn't feel so bad for players who die too early. But at the same
Yeah.
time, like we notice also in workshops that we do is that there's also ganging up, that kind of thing. So as a free-for-all game, it's actually pretty hard to remove the idea of ganging up unless you force it down their throats, which is something that we didn't want to have. But we have a few like certain mechanics that discourage doing such things. So like for example, we actually do have a change in starting order. So the player who is always the weakest will always get to go first. So in a sense, the best player for you to hit is always the player before you, so that you can always start second. So it's something that we noticed as well when we did playtesting for this. So it's a kind of a soft mechanic to discourage ganging up and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I think Wayne and the team and I, like, we put a lot of thought into this, and we're pretty like happy with what we have done to curb those things like player elimination, ganging up, just making that like less likely to happen, and also introducing more game modes, which introduces uh, other concepts of computer science, like sorting algorithms and like debugging and object-oriented programming. Um, it's always been a personal goal of mine to have sorting algorithms in our games, and I think we've seen some good like success with like the expansions that we're planning out. But before we go on, Rachel said that maybe you should have cribs for the potatoes. But Rachel, we are a step ahead of you. We already have cribs. You see this? So wait. Let me. Okay, there. So yeah, we already have cribs for all the potatoes. So the potatoes go in here, and you have the big slots for the big ones and the small slots for the small ones. So if you have the Kickstarter exclusive version, which you can still get for the next 72 hours, because we're in the last 3 days of the campaign, you will have cribs for all your potatoes. Yep, because the player board comes with that. Cool. All right. Crazy Bouty P Jimes. I am so sorry. What is this? What's your favorite mechanic of the third game, Wayne? And Gudgeon, someone just called you Vincent Van Gudgeon.
Vincent Van Gudgeon.
I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna use that from now on.
Vishnu. Thank you, Vishnu.
Yeah, I would say my favorite new mechanic. I mean, even though this is like self-praise, my favorite new mechanic is actually the powers. So last time in the original Potato Pirates, where every surprise card is actually in the deck, so it's like very orangey. If you are really, really unlucky, you can draw all purple cards, or you can draw all orange cards. So that's something that we considered when we were designing this game. So now everyone gets equal access to special powers, and it's more of a matter of whether you have enough energy for you to use it, or whether you want to do it, pull off a certain strat. So that's something that I personally like for this game.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can't stress enough like how strategic this game is compared to like our first game, like of Potato Pirates, which had similar player elimination mechanics. Yeah, and like these awesome surprise cards that we have. Let me just switch off my virtual background again. Yeah, so it allows what Wayne said, right? It allows for anyone to be able to uh, get equal access to powers, and you have to make the choice like what you want to be playing. Moreover, we have cool concepts like break. Um, yeah, sorry about the stickers. Like we were writing things on the card to keep track of it. You will see some repeats from the first game, like hijack and switch. So switch is like my personal favorite. It's like a total gamble. If you are the only one who plays this card, you get like 4 potatoes, 4 cards, and 4 energy. So energy is a new concept we are introducing, which makes the whole thing more strategic. Um, I'll let Wayne talk a little bit more about what energy is, but we also have some cool concepts like throw, break, and you also have your captain powers that you can play. Yeah. So that's why we were releasing more captains in the first few stretches, so that you have more choices when you're choosing a captain when the game starts. Wayne, yeah. So you want to talk about that?
Yeah, okay, but before that, I think someone who asked this question, I cannot pronounce the name. Sorry. Uh, Divaraj?
Devaraj, yeah.
So he asked whether when will he be able to get the game. So now
Yeah.
currently the game is on Kickstarter. So meaning to say once the game is finished its run in Kickstarter, we'll then like send out a survey through a patch manager. So probably you need to wait about 6 months or so. I'm not so sure about the date. Maybe Adi can.
Yeah,
help
like
with that.
sure. So I mean, on Kickstarter, we've promised it as a delivery date of February 2022 because we're just giving ourselves like about 6 months, a little more than 6 months in case like there's delays. The logistics in this day and age is a bit difficult. So yeah, Feb 2022, but we hope and aim to get it to you and get it to your doorstep sooner than that, for sure.
Yeah, so okay. So going back to what Adi just asked, I think there was a review about the original Potato Pirates that while the game does teach the programming concepts, it's actually a very straightforward game because the only thing you can do is just attack, which is true. But which is why we when we came up with Battlechips, we tried to introduce more ways of doing things. So that's why, but with the old mechanics and resources of the game, it's quite hard to design around that. So which is why we introduce energy. So it's like a different resource. So now there are more things we can do in the game. We can either choose to go for the energy accumulating strategy, get good cards, good items, or
Yeah.
even try to get the art of potato war, or you can either go for a aggressive strategy, so just whack everybody off the board, or you can go for both, or you can
Yeah.
even go for a card-centric one. Yeah, there are many possibilities in our current Battlefield game.
Yeah, and I think like the resources are all really tightly coupled. So like you would have to make a trade-off. If you're choosing to be an aggressive player, it's not always the most dominant strategy, because it's not really just about attacking. Like what Wayne said, there's different ways to win the game. So there's different win conditions, and it just makes the whole thing a lot more strategic. You really have to think about every single card you're playing. Honestly, it's a lot more, I would say, complex, because like even for us as game designers and game creators, to me it's always like a very refreshing experience every time we are playtesting, and it's never easy. What would you say, Garjan?
Um, it's never easy. It's definitely it always takes full on effort. I would say so. Uh, Everyone needs to play their part as well. Um,
Garjan, what kind of player are you? Are
what
you an
kind of player,
aggressive
man?
player?
I'm not an aggressive. I don't know. I kind of switch it up. Sometimes I try to be very aggressive. but-
Wayne's judging you, man. Wayne's judging you.
Okay, I am an aggressive player. Okay, fine. I
We
admit it.
made him say it.
Sometimes I see my mood. Right. Someone
Hey,
asked if the Spudnet is for sale.
Spudnet is for sale. Yeah, I'm holding it up right now. So the Spudnet is for sale on our website, www.potatopirates.game. It's also available as an add-on from our pledge manager once the campaign ends. So like the difference is like if you go on our website and get it now, we'll ship it out to you immediately. If you get it on pledge manager, it will be shipped with battle chips. Wait, I'm hearing myself. Is it because of you? Okay, so yeah, if you get it on the pledge manager, it will only be shipped at the end of the year or by Feb 2022 when we ship out your Battleships game. Cool. Spudnet is an add-on for this Kickstarter campaign. Yes, it is. So this will be available for as an add-on this time. The only difference is that this is not the Kickstarter exclusive version, which means you don't get the double-sided map. You would not get you will only get the Carbobian Seas map, not the 5-player map on the flip side. But that's okay because co-op mode is still there, which was actually released as a stretch goal. So talking about co-op mode, Wayne and I love to have this conversation. So Wayne was, I would say, the lead game designer for Spudnet competitive mode, which is the base game, and I was the lead for co-op. So we always have this conversation because Wayne's like, no, co-op is not that good, competitive is better, and I'm like, no, come on, competitive all the way is not fun. Like co-op, it is definitely like, it definitely adds, a different dynamism to the game. So drop it in the chat. Like, what do you think? Enter the Spudnet co-op. Co-op mode, best mode. All right, I'm winning, man. Wayne, I'm winning. What do you say?
Competitive mode is the best mode. We'll settle this once and for all.
Well, let's see what if we get any more in the chat. Well, so far is co-op 1, competitive 0. Okay, moving right along. Yeah, okay, so we'll be putting out the link for so since like it's almost 15 minutes till the top of the hour, we will be putting out the link for the lucky draw in about 4 minutes. Yeah, in about 4 minutes. And just to recap, you will stand a chance to get the new plushies, the Great White Spud and Parrot the Carrot, who is either a parrot or a carrot, or both, and he is a carrot-looking parrot. And of course, our OGs, the Kraken and the Potato King. Right. So the link is going to be up in about 3 minutes, and you will stand a chance to win it. So when the link is up there, just click on it and just sign in and sign up for the lucky draw. So what inspired you to have the cybersecurity training elements to the game? Is there still a chance to get the double-sided student map? Well, we honestly don't know how many, because we have a few fulfillment centers. So I'm going to take the first question. Is there still a chance to get double-sided student map? We honestly don't know if there are. We have a few fulfillment centers around the world, and we need to check on our stocks for the Kickstarter exclusive, because honestly, we only had a print run of 3,000 units, 5,000 units for the Kickstarter exclusive, and they were all sold out. So you can write into ahoy@potatopirates.game, and then we'll see if we can help you out, man. We're always happy to help. What inspired you to have the cybersecurity training elements to the game? Wayne, you wanna take this one?
Yeah, sure. So I guess partly is that we wanted to go a different direction from the original game. So when we did a lot of prototyping actually. So like we have many versions of the current game that you see right now in the market. So like for example, one of our games was actually like if I'm not wrong, it's like networking with servers. So like you get to pull for requests and you get to ask for stuff, and then in exchange you can give stuff. Then from there we actually like came out with the concept of like viruses. So when we ask for stuff, you can actually give us something bad, that kind of thing. So it's like from there we actually evolve into the game, evolve into what the game currently looks now. So I would say we actually did stumble upon like cybersecurity, wanting to teach cybersecurity concepts. So it's like from there, then we decided to do more research on that, and then try to come out with something that does teach and revolve around cybersecurity.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, it was a pretty, so honestly, it's pretty difficult to follow up with a game that has seen moderate success, right? So we never really thought anything beyond the first game. Like for us, it was really just about, oh, let's just put it up on Kickstarter and do a good job there. And we never really thought of anything beyond that. And it took us a while to really find our footing and really see like what the next logical step in the progression would be. And like what Wayne mentioned, it in a way we did stumble upon it, but everything we do, we love to do it for our audience and for our community. And this again was something that was driven, by feedback, which then led us to Battlechips, because we were thinking, what's the next logical progression for Potato Pirates? So there are a bunch of questions, and I don't want to miss any out. So the first question is, can we get more details regarding the solo mode? Wayne, you want to chime in on this?
I would say the solo mode is somewhat like imagine like you reading a storybook. So like this storybook comes with like comic panels, like how you really read comics. So it's like it's like you experiencing the journey of the protagonist, which is Kid. I forgot his sister's name, but let's just call it Kid Sis. Yeah, so Kid and his sister have to go on a journey to do certain stuff, spoiler free. Yes, and then throughout this journey, they have to meet challenges, and those challenges comes in like puzzles. So like as a player, you'll need to solve certain puzzles that ask you to do ask you to come up with certain configurations. Like for example, they ask you to do like this amount of damage within this amount of turns. So that's just one type of the level. There's also another type of level which is more typically seen in other solo player games. So like you roll a dice, you trigger an event, that kind of things. And there's also another type of level which we are planning is like asking you to figure out what's wrong with your ship configuration and how do you solve it. And then of course some those perspective levels will also have like model answers for you to know what is actually good programming in a sense.
Yeah, I think Wayne covered a lot of it. So I think the only thing I would want to add is like I look at it as like really like a situational test, right? So like you're really applying those concepts, throughout the solo player campaign. And yeah, what solo game is complete without dice, right? So dice roll together with like a storyline that you follow, and you basically do have to complete a bunch of missions in order to see it through. Yeah, Wayne, is that an accurate description?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, so Gajan's like working overtime on this. Gajan, you want to talk about the artwork?
Oh, the artwork. I mean, there's not much to say about the artwork. There is a lot of iterations that always happens whenever we're doing certain cards. Like it has to kind of convey the message of the computer concept that Wayne like has tried to depict. So it's always a back and forth, trying to get the closest variation to the computer concept as close as possible. So like it's hard to come up with something when you're not a tech savvy person, because you don't know the lingo. There are lingos like I don't know, 0-day exploit.
0-day exploit.
I
Yeah,
I
and then
have
Gajin's
no
like,
idea
what is that?
what is that. I do not know how to do that. How would I draw that? But I mean, I still came up with something, but it might not be the best one. But yeah, it is always a back and forth. I would say.
Well, I mean, honestly, I must say Gajan like really good at like extracting the essence of whatever we are talking about, because like we bombard him with like, oh, it's this, it's this, it's this, it's this, and then you have to make it fit in this small little space on a card, and then he's like, he just looks at you and he's like, okay, I'll go figure it out.
I sometimes look visually puzzled, like how am I supposed to do it? Like sometimes they can tell it as well. Like and then they try to make it simple for me. Like, oh, okay, so it's supposed to be this. I'm supposed to do this thing, and then I'm like, okay, fine. I can kind of tell what to do, so it's fine.
Yeah, but I must say Gajan's really good at figuring it out, because I'm like, okay, you go figure it out, and he's like, okay, I'll go figure it out.
They'll just
and then he actually does.
disappear, and then I just sit there and wonder how do I do this.
So on that note, I also want to make a mention, like we actually decided to bring back the SpudNet into the Battlechips game. So the SpudNet is part of like I guess the concepts in the SpudNet, like the cybersecurity concepts, are actually going to appear in the Battlechips game, and we have actually unlocked a bunch of stretch goals that help us introduce more cybersecurity concepts that were not seen in the SpudNet game. And that's what Gajan was just mentioning about the 0-day exploit, which is one of the cards that appears in the SpudNet in Battlechips. So Battlechips has a deck called the SpudNet, which is the alternate win condition. Yeah, cool. Okay, I guess we are running out of time, but let's just take as many questions as we can. So Cam Chu asks, how did you guys decide on using potatoes for your whole series? And this is a question I wanted to answer like way, at the start of our stream, but I got sidetracked. So honestly, we were really just trying to figure out like how we could, come up with something original, because we had this idea over lunch. We went back to our office and we prototyped something, and it was like typical D&D, wizards and knights and all that. And then we were like trying to figure out like what other themes we could explore, and we just started thinking like, what's the most inanimate thing we can think of, and let's try and animate that. Right, literally it was that. And like the first thing we thought of for some reason was potatoes, and then I was like, hey, how about potato pirates? Because like if you do a traditional pirate theme, it's like, it's been done over and over, but potato pirates never been done before. And we Googled it, and it turns out there's a band from Denver, Colorado that has the same name. So I guess it's been done in a different way, but not in a game. So that was really how we did it. And then when Wayne was building SpudNet, Wayne, you want to talk about the working title of SpudNet?
Hey, it should have been official name. Our working title was actually potato packets.
Potato packets.
The network is in packets.
Potato packets. Everyone thought it was a winner. Like everyone was like, yeah, it's gonna be potato packets for sure.
We were hooked on it for quite a while before we decided to change it. And when they decided to change it, we were like, what? Why? It's such a good name.
Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to stay true to our Potato Pirates brand. But funny enough, like SpudNet was like so difficult to find like the name, right? We took so long to get the name into the SpudNet. But with Battlechips, it was the complete opposite. And the guy behind the scenes, Thiru, was the guy who came up with it. Thiru just like, randomly started spitting out names, and some of them were quite politically incorrect, but this was one of the good ones. So we were like, oh, Battlechips. And we're like, yeah, that works, So we found the name Battlechips for this third game like with no problem at all. Like what we had more difficulty was with the logo, I think. Yeah. So Gajan, someone was asking about what's that red thing on the stomach? Darwin is asking me. Devaraj asks.
This let me just. You mean this thing? Or is it it's just his sash? He has a sash around his tummy.
Oh yeah,
Is to fit the pirate theme, you know.
yeah. In
If not, it's
typical
close.
pirate fashion.
Yeah, he has a little insignia of a USB on his chest. You know, keeping it true.
Hey, we will take Steven's question, but before we do that, I want Gajan, maybe you want to talk about how you have seen the artwork evolve for Potato Pirates over the 3 games.
Oh yes, okay, sure. Like as the games evolved, especially from the first one to the second one, because for the first game it was a different artist, but he's no longer working with us right now. So I had to take over that role. So it was very hard to kind of imitate that, but I think I've kind of developed a sort of style when it came to Potato Pirates, and I think it's been stuck since. Uh, yeah, a lot of things have been changed in the sense where like they used to be just naked potatoes, and now they're starting to have clothes, they're starting to have hair, and yeah, it's been pretty. I mean, it evolved quite a lot, so it's
Yeah, they're
pretty fun
becoming
to
more
see how it goes.
civilized.
Yeah, they're more modern now.
Can you name
So-
like your favorite card art? Like
Yeah.
which one is your which art are you the most proud of?
Oh, which art is I'm the most proud of? Oh, I would have to say the banner for ETS. I don't know if chat
In the
can
one
kind of.
behind?
No, it's not this one. It's not this one. I don't really have it with me right now. Wait. Yeah, I don't have it with me right now. Basically,
I know
there
what
was
you're
this
talking
banner.
about.
There was this banner that Adi asked me to make for the website. The first weeks I came to work,
Yeah.
and it was just meant to be a banner, and I mean banner for the website. So I did a very meh banner, to be honest. And Adi was okay with that, and then he put it up on banner, and for some reason it made it all the way to the end of the campaign. I mean, like the launch campaign launch, where it became a full size banner that they actually put up during the launch day. I was looking back at that. I was like, how did this art from the first week make it all the way to the end of the game? Because
First week on the job.
yeah, first week on the job, I was so confused because I ever since the first week, I have developed the art style on how to make it better, but that particular banner made it all the way. It didn't even get scrapped. I was so surprised. I don't know if we can kind of bring up the picture, but it's okay lah.
I can. But, I mean, I can share screen, but I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
No, I don't think.
Tiru, will that work? Can't hear you, Tiru. Okay. So I'll send the image to Tiru, but yeah, let's see if we can get it to you. So yeah, we have one last question that asks about the 12 heroes. Wayne, you want to handle that one while I get the image on the screen.
So yeah, so we will get all the heroes, as in you will get all the heroes, including the ones that have been mentioned in the stretch goal, if the stretch goal is met. So let's just say if we do hit the next stretch goal, which is 125k, yes, we'll get all 12 heroes that are planned and designed for the game. And
Yeah.
whereas Frank asked whether for some info of the upcoming expansions. So the upcoming expansion, if I remember correctly, will be the sorting expansion. So the sorting expansion is actually a new game mode on its own. So it's a different way to experience the game. At the same time, I would say it's actually a team-based game mode. So actually, you form teams, and then each team will be able to choose a sort, and then okay, will need to strategize and choose a sort according to what they have available in abundance or in scarcity. So once that is done, players will need to do a specific sort, which we will then teach them in the game lah. So the idea is that. Oh, the banner.
Yes. Sorry, just to interrupt. That is the banner that made it through the whole campaign. Just looking back at it, I was like, oh my god, I could have made things better, but for some reason that was the one that Adi decided to stick to.
Wait, I am so lost. Where is this
Look at
banner?
look at the stream in YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, I think my stream hung. Okay, there you go. I still don't see it.
Okay, yes. So the idea is that players will need to learn how the sword works. And then from there, from learning on, they can actually get an advantage over others. And then as we tried playtesting with it, right, most of the players that we playtested with did get a basic idea of how sorting works in computers as well. So yes, so the upcoming expansion, sorting, is actually a team-based game mode.
Yeah. All right. So we are at 10 p.m. or 10 a.m. depending on where you are in the world, or some other time. But we are 1 hour into the stream, so I think that's about it for the stream. But I have one really interesting question over here asked by Tamiz. How valuable is Gajan to the team?
I would love to hear this.
Well, look, if there was no Gajan, there would be no artwork, right? And there would be no Potato Pirates, because I think Potato Pirates is defined by its artwork. So I think Gajan is instrumental in making this happen and really creating Potato Pirates. Potato Pirates is like a vision that we all share about, trying to make computer science something more accessible. And I think like what Gajan was saying, the way he has learned about the concepts of computer science coming from a completely non-tech background, at least internally within our team, we have been able to align everyone, so that's definitely like what we're trying to do with our audience and our community. And Tamiz is saying solid la abang Gajan. So abang means brother. Brother Gajan.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
And with that, we are done. We are done with the artwork as well. Excellent. Yeah, Gajan, tell us about it.
Oh, basically, it's one of the captain characters in Battlechips. His name is it's yet to be known yet, because we have been changing the name so much. He used to be Redbeard. I forgot what's his name. Damn it.
It's still Redbeard for
It's,
now.
it's all
Redbeard for
Wayne's
now.
fault. Wayne just comes in like, oh, we're changing this name. I'm like, what? Why? The name is fine. He's like, no, we're changing the name. And then anytime we're doing playtests, Wayne is like, oh, these rules have changed. I'm like, since when? Like, rules change every day.
Rules change every day, and yeah. So basically, he's fighting the Kraken that's coming on board onto his ship. So that was a quick one that I tried to do as best as I can. But yeah.
Awesome. As you can see, Gajan like really churns out artwork like a machine. So with that, we have come to the end of the stream, but I do want to make a mention on the artwork, because like when we started out, it was pretty rudimentary. We were really just finding our footing, and with the Spudnet artwork, we went a little more in the direction of something more cyberish. But with Spudnet, with Battlechips, I think we've really nailed it down, having this nice juxtaposition of like piratey themes with cyber elements in them. And yeah, I think Gajan is like the mastermind of that. So Gajan, Ilyana, Ikai, our art team has done a phenomenal job doing that and putting that together. So thanks for being on the stream with us. We will be contacting the winners through email for the giveaway of the plushies. And hopefully next time when we are on this, you will see new faces and you will get to see the people who are behind the scenes. Thanks so much for being on this with us. Any final words from the rest of you?
Oh, please support our game. It's on Kickstarter right now. Please back us. Hopefully you get to see us putting more artwork, more games. Please do support us. Follow us if you can. Links all in the description below. Wayne, you?
Yeah, same. Please help us spread the love around, and if you have anything, if you want to ask us like that we didn't cover over the stream, you can always contact us through the email. Oh, you can back
or
up?
Discord.
Comment.
Yeah, join our Discord. Potato Pirates, can we drop the Discord invite?
Oh, it's in the link. It's in the link below. In the description.
Oh, it's in the
already
link.
there.
It's in the link in description. Sorry, I didn't see that. I should know this. So, link in description for joining our Discord. So check it out. Someone said give Gajan a raise. He already got one.
Hey.
It could always be more.
Could always
all right,
be.
cool. Thanks everyone. Thiru, you want to say bye before we end the stream?
Okay, bye guys. Yeah. Thanks for joining.
Very nice.
You all did an amazing job.
No one said it. Okay.
Thiru, you're muted if you don't know.
No, I'm muted for you guys, not for them.
Okay. So give him a bigger raise. Okay, thanks everyone. I'm gonna end this before like there are more questions about raise that I don't want to take.
Adi, can I speak
Alright.
to you later?
Great. This is like, thanks. What a great ending to our lives.
Okay, transitioning out. Bye.
Good ending for us.
All right, see you. Bye, guys. Thanks.
Bye.